100 hours of Millennium 2000, only on CNN.
I'm Bernard Shaw in Washington with a look at the headlines. Federal agents are questioning people in several states about links to possible potential terrorists, Ahmed Rassam in particular. Rassam is the Algerian arrested at the Washington state border earlier this month. The action is aimed at preventing terrorism this New Year's weekend. Federal prosecutors today linked Ahmed Rassam and a Canadian woman detained at the border in Vermont. They say Lucia Garfalo was probably working with an Algerian terrorist group and may have ties with Rassam. Her request for bail was denied. The Times Square ball that will be the centerpiece of New Year's Eve celebrations in New York City was tested today. It appears to be working fine. This ball, which is mostly crystal, was made especially for the Millennium celebration. I'm Bernard Shaw. Showbiz Today is next.
This is CNN.
Hello from Las Vegas, everybody. I'm Lauren Sidney, and welcome to our special Millennium edition of Showbiz Today. We are here at the beautiful Four Seasons Hotel, 35 floors above the fabulous Las Vegas Strip. And entertainment-wise, this is definitely the place to be. Tomorrow night, some of the biggest names in showbiz, including Streisand, Midler, and Elton, will be performing here. We will have more on that a little bit later. Plus, a live performance in LA from Chicago for their own New Year's gig. But first, we go to Michael Oku in New York with the latest on another rock legend. Michael?
Thanks, Lauren. George Harrison is recovering in a London hospital after he was stabbed by an intruder at his palatial estate. The former Beatle is listed in stable condition with a 1-inch deep wound to the chest. His attacker, reportedly a 33-year-old man with a history of mental problems, is being held on suspicion of attempted murder. He allegedly broke into Harrison's heavily guarded mansion in Henley-on-Thames early Thursday and scuffled with Harrison and his wife, who sustained a knock on the head. Doctors say Harrison is lucky the knifing didn't strike his heart. Authorities call the incident a vicious attack.
We are not clear about the motive at present. There has been speculation that this was a burglary that went wrong. My own view at present, and it is dangerous for me, particularly dangerous for me to speculate, my own view is that it isn't a burglary that went wrong, that he probably came here on purpose.
Harrison's former bandmates Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr issued statements expressing shock and concern for the rocker and his wife. Now let's go back to Lauren in Las Vegas, where I'm sure the news is much more cheerful. Lauren?
Yes, you're right, Michael. There will be plenty of top-name entertainment right here tomorrow night. Behind me at the MGM Grand is the hot ticket in town, Ms. Barbra Streisand. And to my left at Mandalay Bay is the divine Bette Midler. And down the strip at the Hard Rock Casino is the red-hot Carlos Santana. As Lori Blackman tells us, he is just one of our Showbiz Today top entertainment stories of 1999.
When you have a hit that size, you know, you become a fact of life. You go down in the history books as the guy who had the big hit single in '99.
The #1 entertainment story of the year, Latin singing sensation Ricky Martin.
You know, Ricky did great things this year for pop music in general, Latin music as well. His hit is not really a Latin hit. You know, if Livin' La Vida Loca is a Latin hit, Dean Martin wants a salsa Grammy.
#2 story, movies that broke the mold. Movies such as Blair Witch Project, Beating John Malkovich, American Beauty.
This was the year you saw a real changing of the guard between older filmmakers like Scorsese and George Lucas being sort of replaced by people like, you know, the directors of The Matrix or being John Malkovich.
Do you think the changing of the guard has something to do with us coming upon the millennium?
Well, I think that as much as it had to do with the millennium, it has to do with the fact that the movies that have really set the tone for the last 30 years were movies in the 70s. And I just think it's time for a new generation to take hold.
#3, The Sopranos, the surprise television hit.
People are going to get murdered, aren't they?
Don't worry about those distractions. You keep your eye on the ball.
#4, the tremendous success of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
look, it's just one of those shows that knocks you out when you see it. I wanted to be a part of it.
Number 5, Britney Spears and the other pop music groups. Number 6, Bruce Willis and The Sixth Sense.
I think more than anything, I continue to try to deconstruct my image with every film and then reconstruct it.
Number 7, Spike Jonze, director of music videos, actor of major motion pictures like The Three Kings, and of course director of Being John Malkovich.
You see the world through John Malkovich's eyes?
Number 8 is Wrestling Mania in the WWF.
It's really a hybrid. There's nothing quite like the World Wrestling Federation on television today.
Number 9, David E. Kelly, the man who won 2 Emmys in the same year for Best Drama, The Practice, and Best Comedy, Ally McBeal.
I could stay with these 2 shows forever. I love writing them.
Number 10, the comeback of Carlos Santana.
This is the real Latin pop explosion right here. This is Carlos Santana, the first Latin rocker in the United States.
Lori Blackman, CNN Entertainment News, New York.
Quite an understatement. What a decade and what a century. For the last 100 years, Hollywood has fascinated the world, both on screen and off. From Fatty Arbuckle to Michael Jackson, Tinseltown has given gossip columnists and historians plenty to write about. Sherry Sylvester steps into the Hollywood time machine to look at its biggest headlines.
Well before there was sound in pictures, silent comedians Fatty Arbuckle, Charlie Chaplin, and Mabel Normand were making noise with their scandalous behavior. In 1921, Fatty Arbuckle was charged in the death of Virginia Rapp. He was acquitted after 3 trials, but lost in the court of public opinion.
But the studios protected their stars very much.
Producer A.C. Lyles has been with Paramount for 71 years.
Oh, they covered up so many stories in this town, that's unbelievable.
Former AP reporter James Bacon is one of Hollywood's oldest columnists. They remember when Errol Flynn, known as the swashbuckling Robin Hood, was tried and acquitted of charges that he had sex with 2 teens on his yacht.
At the same time he was on trial, he was out flirting with an underage girl who had the concession stand in the courthouse.
He married her and, in like Flynn, became a catchphrase. Carol Lombard and Clark Gable made only 1 film together. Their wedding was storybook. Less than 3 years later, she was dead.
Carol really wanted to go by train, but she wanted to get home to Clark. She flipped a coin, and the plane crashed.
Producer Mike Todd met the same fate, ending his brief marriage to Elizabeth Taylor. James Bacon broke the news to her.
She started running through the house, you know, kind of crying and screaming a little bit. And Dr. Kennemar shot a hypodermic needle into her arm and knocked her out. And that was it. Yeah. Sad day.
Bacon's memories include the stabbing death of Johnny Stompanato, Lana Turner's lover, killed by her daughter.
I used an old trick I've used 100 times and it always works. I said, I'm from the coroner's office. Cop waved me in. I went upstairs to the bedroom. There was Stompanato's body lying on the carpet. He had a hole in him so big he could almost see through to the carpet.
Ingrid Bergman was denounced on the floor of the U.S. Senate over her adulterous affair with director Roberto Rossellini. She was banned from American films for 7 years.
We brought Ingrid Bergman back, which was considered one of the great, large moral scandals of the day.
For over 30 years, Rona Barrett has covered the celebrity beat. She investigated Marilyn Monroe's controversial drug overdose and reported on Elvis Presley's drug use just before he died.
I often wondered if in some small way we contributed to his realizing that he had gone over the edge.
Sharon Tate sent Barrett a card the day before her murder.
It was one of the most horrific crimes that had ever occurred in the community. So brutal, so cruel, so vulgar, so mean, so vengeful.
There would be more deaths, so many stars dying too young. The scandals continue as well. With them, we have learned to forgive and to grieve. Sherry Sylvester, CNN, Los Angeles.
Celebrate New Year's Eve in your living room. The best of Y2K TV and Chicago in LA, live with a New Year's concert preview.
Rolling Stone, USA Today, and Roger Ebert call Magnolia one of the best films of the year. Winner of 2 Golden Globe nominations, including Best Supporting Actor Tom Cruise.
You are here for me to enlighten you.
Newsweek says Magnolia towers over most Hollywood films this year.
Shall we drink to that?
Rolling Stone calls it a near miracle.
This close.
And Joel Siegel says Tom Cruise is a revelation. Magnolia, rated R. Now playing in New York and LA, January 7th everywhere.
6 weeks before one of the biggest games of my life, I felt a strange pain in my chest. What my doctor found was my toughest opponent yet. 3 of my arteries were more than 90% blocked. After recovering from surgery, lowering my high cholesterol became more important than football. Later, I was fortunate enough to coach my team in the biggest game of the season. That's the kind of play we need! Along with a healthy diet and regular exercise, taking Zocor every day helps significantly lower my total cholesterol.
Zocor is a prescription medication and is not right for everyone, including women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant, or people with liver problems. Your doctor may do blood tests to check for liver problems, because serious side effects can result. Tell your doctor about any muscle pain or weakness you experience while on Zocor and about any medicines you are taking.
When diet and exercise are not enough, talk to your doctor about Zocor.